In this project, we're going to explore color and texture by creating some pattern. We're going to draw a dragon eye. As you see, it's going to start off looking very familiar, like a human kind of eye in a football shape. And then you're going to draw that same shape right inside to make kind of the lid or the lining of the eye. And then their eye fills the space. So you come and leave just a little bit of the corner. And then down the middle, kind of make a sliver, a very thin vertical kind of oval. And you can make the white highlight kind of part. Then think of a pattern, a line that you can make. And we're going to repeat that all the way around that shape of the eye on the top and the bottom. We're going to continue with another pattern, just making a bigger pattern. You can see how I'm kind of making it go around two of the first pattern, just all the way around that same pattern. We're creating scales. Now I'm going to add kind of a horn or a spike, I guess you would call it, to the eyelid, to some of the scales on the corner. And they're just tall, kind of thin triangles with a rounded part on the bottom. I added 3 of them. Now I'm going to come up with another pattern that kind of outlines around the eye. This one is a little bit smaller, but I'm just kind of repeating a shape, kind of a rectangle shape all the way around the top, and then I'm going to go around the bottom. Continuing that same shape. Notice that I'm not making it exactly the same, but very close, very similar. And then on the next row, I'm going to make that same shape, but a little bit bigger. And this pattern creates a different texture feel, as we saw in some of the examples of how reptiles and other animals' eyes look with the different types of scale parts from small to medium to big. Fill the pattern texture all the way to the edges of the paper, and then we will Sharpie this and talk about color. This second dragon eye is more of a kind of a leaning triangle shape. You see how it kind of curves up towards the top of the paper? And then it kind of has a little bit of curve on the bottom, and it meets at a point at the top. We're going to continue the same way, making a pattern along the top and the bottom edges, that same pattern all the way around. The eye of this dragon is more of a circular shape that fills from the top to the bottom, and it has the little glare mark. And then you're just going to continue with your pattern all the way around. It has a more of a just repeating pattern of the same kind. There is some variation in size. so that it fills the page. From close to the lid, it's smaller, and then it gets a little larger as it goes to the edges of the paper. Continue doing this until your paper is full. After you Sharpie the whole design, the whole drawing, pick out either warm or cool colors. Go ahead and pull out all of whichever one you want to start with. In this dragon eye, I'm going to stick with the cool colors, blues and greens and purples. I did pick out a black and a gray just to try to have a little variation, but pick out all of them. There's a lot of them in that box so that you can look at them. And begin coloring. Now remember, when we color, that we color on top of a soft pile of papers or a workbook or something, just to give that crayon a smoother look when you color it. And if I want to blend colors with crayon, I do not press down super hard with the first color. So I'm adding green kind of lightly, but enough that you can see it, and then I switch colors and add another one on top to begin to blend. By layering the color, it just gives it a little bit more of a richness and interest, and even add a third color in. So with crayon, you can layer the colors to get a pretty cool looking effect. So working on top of something soft will help you achieve this.